Hey guys, I'm here doing a short video. Let's call it a Let's Play. I'm obviously here on Teek with my Paladin, and I'm a little bit concerned that Snare isn't landing on the Sarnak. That means I'm gonna have a hard time, man. Although I guess as a Paladin I can root. Yeah, so this guy did get... I managed to root him. So there we go. Rooted him and got some XP. Let's pull this guy. Oh, he's got a friend. He is not alone. You could tell. All right. So let's try to pull a single. Hopefully we don't get them both. We got them both. Let's see if we can't do the poor man's mez here by rooting one of them. There we go. The poor man's mez. And I've got my bard here, I've got a druid here, and that's sort of the team. I'm freeboxing, I got a computer on either side. So, yeah. You might be wondering what kind of sword I'm using. I made this. I made this all by myself. Forged Deathsteel Bastard Sword. So if you go to Frontier Mountains and you enter the Mines of Nurga, there are goblins in there. Oh, I did manage to get Snare to go off. I don't know why it wasn't going off before. I'm gonna have to look into that. Check my hotkeys, my macros. I think it's just not casting properly. And you find, so Frontier Mountains, you find Deathsteel ore, and then you find Mount Death mineral salt, and Grinning Goblin Brew. You want those 3 ingredients, and you want to get as much of it as you can. And you can make Deathsteel weapons, and it's not... I'd say this isn't bad, you know, for a one-hander. I'd say it's pretty dead on for like a low-level Paladin type of weapon, because you want it to have a higher damage. And with it being a little slower, I think you get a higher, what is it? Damage bonus, right? I think? I'm not sure. Feel free to tell me in the comments below. At least that was always something that I thought that we got for weapons that had a higher delay. I'm not exactly sure how that works. If anybody knows, feel free to tell me in the comments. I'd love to learn more. I should probably do some research on it, or consult the all-knowing MMO hippie, because he knows a lot about that stuff. So I'm just letting my Paladin regain their health a little bit with the power of music here. Also, I believe I'm not operating my my bard to the best of their ability, because they can dual wield. They were only using a tambourine in one hand, and the tambourine is really, it just works as a percussion instrument, and it's not really useful for what I'm doing now, which is just playing, you know, these 3 songs, and then the slow song, the one that's supposed to slow them a little bit. And none of those are percussion, so percussion is completely wasted on that. If anything, I should have had a stringed instrument. I think Snare is going to work a lot on these guys. You know what I might do? I could possibly swap out one of my bard songs for a debuff if I have one. I do not have a debuff song, guys. No debuff. So, no. None at all. I don't know if this is going to be a very good video. It's very informal. It's very just sort of impromptu, but I'm just completely swamped. I don't have time for anything, and I'm drowning a little bit, and it's kind of freaking me out. But it's mostly because I have to work a day job, you know? My day job messes me up pretty bad. The Gen Xer in me says, "Shut up, kid. Suck it up. Do your job." But, you know, there's that part of me that's like, I don't want to So, what do you do? I don't know. You do your best, I guess, you know. Mostly, I suck it up, and I just do what I can. Sometimes I feel like it's nice to just get my thoughts out, you know? What do you guys think? Is this a good video format? Me just kind of goofing off, playing the game a little bit, and just airing my grievances, or just talking about whatever I'm thinking and or feeling. I don't know. I don't know if it's any good. I don't know if anybody's gonna care for this. Everybody's probably like, we want more Daphne's Druid Adventures, damn it. And yes. The problem with those is they're kind of lengthy usually, and they take a long time to film and then even much longer to edit. And because of that, they're some of my more challenging videos. And I know there's probably folks out there, you lazy bastard, you're playing a game and narrating. How hard can it be, you know? And you're right. You're right. It's not that hard. It's definitely not as hard as driving all day and avoiding oncoming traffic and pedestrians and dealing with angry people and stuff. But, you know, I live in Ohio. I don't get a whole lot of angry people, which is nice. Kudos to all of you from Ohio. You are awesome people. You're as good and decent as my viewers, because I've been so lucky with all my viewers being awesome people. Some of my other gear here, you've probably seen stuff like this, like Sarnak, Battle Shield. These, okay, I made the jewelry, I believe. Yeah. Electrum amber earring with a 1 strength. That's sad. I really wish I could craft trio jewelry, even if I didn't have any of the sweet uber gems. You could still make some decent stuff just using your standard gems if you can make it trio slotted. Because instead of having just 1 strength, I might have 1 strength, 1 dex, 10 hit points, something, or some AC and 10 hit points. You know? But none of the trio jewelry stuff is available yet in this era. I wonder if it's going to be released a little bit earlier. That'd be awesome. I guess we'll find out. Maybe it's not available because people would be able to make jewelry with Faroon, that buff that gives you Enduring Breath, See and Viz, and Ultra Vision all with 1 gem. And that would probably be a little OP for this era, because people are still, in Classic, people are still farming Hayden, that barbarian that spawns in Quanos Hills, for the fishbone earring. And if we could get that gem to put it in a trio earring that gives you Faroon and maybe, you know, 2 other stats, then that's all people would want, right? So I have all these plans, right? I want to start working on a second channel. I want to make... I thought, you know, trying to think, what's this second channel going to be? What am I going to do? And I thought, well, you know, it should be something that I have some knowledge of, even if it's only a little bit. And because I use Wondershare Filmora to edit my videos, I thought, why not do that? Why not do a video where I sort of, you know, show you how I edit my videos? Not to say that it's the right way to do it. It's how I do it, and maybe some folks could find some value in it, because maybe the way I do it might be a little simpler and or easier, because it's vast software with vast capabilities, like crazy capabilities. And I know I've only scratched the surface. I only use very little of it, but it's enough. It's enough to make half decent looking videos for people to watch. So yeah, I was thinking of that. And maybe it'll help. Maybe it'll help a couple of people. You know, some rookie newbies working on editing stuff, working on their own channel. Maybe there's people out there with new channels. And maybe they're like me, where they start off trying to use free software, which I did for like the first year, first 6 months, something like that. I was using like, I think it was called Caden Live, and a couple of others I just tried, but they were so complicated. It was very difficult to use them. I very much appreciate things that are more point and click, you know? It makes it so much easier to just use and edit, and I don't have a whole lot of time to spend on my editing, on everything. If I was doing this full-time and I did not need a full-time job, I could take all the time in the world to do this stuff, right? But I don't. And then there's sleep. You know, when am I supposed to sleep? And I like sleep. I mean, I kind of need it, right? We all do. So that's what I think I'm gonna do. And I might use this video in that video where I'm showing you how I'm editing. So that's my thoughts. I don't know how many people are gonna watch that, because there's probably way more people out there that know better or more than I. So for me, it'll be sort of like my Everquest videos, where I'm not the top tier guy, right? I'm the guy you go to if you just want quick and simple instructions on how to get the basics down, right? And I think that's what my first video will be. I will try to make it as easy to follow and short as possible. And people have often said, Fez, one reason I like your videos is that you explain everything rather simply, and you don't always assume that everybody knows everything about the game. You assume that maybe somebody has been away for a long time, and you don't just jump right into it. So I think that's sort of what I'm gonna do when I do my first video on this other channel that I want to do. I don't know what to call the other channel. That's another problem. So it's probably going to have a very basic, like, kind of crappy name at first. I can always change it later, you know? Like, what is it? Like, Fez makes stuff. Or, so, you know, like, something. I don't know. Fez's Fabulous Foundry. Isn't a foundry like where you create stuff? I don't even know. I hate that I sometimes use words and I'm not 100% familiar with the meaning. So let's do a search. Let's do a search for that. What is the definition of the word foundry? First of all, I gotta find the dictionary. Here we go. Okay, foundry, an establishment for producing castings in molten metal. Here we go. I like that. I like that. I mean, I'm not going to be making things in molten metal, obviously. But, hey. I might not say fabulous. That might sound a little much. But maybe Fez's Foundry? Fez's Filming Foundry? Fez's Frustrated Foundry. Fez's Flatulent Foundry. I don't know. I don't want to give people the wrong idea. I mean, your brand, your name is sort of the first thing people will ever see about you. And if it's off-putting without them knowing the context, without them knowing you're ridiculous like I am, they might assume It's like, is this guy just farting the whole time? I don't know if I want to see that. So yeah, I do like the idea of Fez's Foundry. That might be a thing. Although people might think I'm like smelting metal. He who smelt it dealt it. You know, I'm not smelting metal, but I'm smelting videos. So we are level 25. What kind of damage am I doing here anyway with this? I'm not doing bad. 22, 13, 21. It's almost like I got a respectable weapon here. So we've got that weapon. I might see what it's like if I'm using my two-hander. See, I've got a ornate rune blade. And I've got skill in both weapons, so it should be pretty good. I don't know. We'll see. The ornate rune blade is 1930, so it should do better, of course, but I don't have a shield, right? So, okay, I'm doing like 39, 33, 38. Honestly, I think the speed on this one is the same. Yes, 30 delay. So I'm probably going to do better damage with this one. But I think if I'm tanking, right, and I'm fighting something a little harder, it's going to be good to wear the shield. Because the shield is pretty nice. It's, you know, it's got 25 AC, and it's got some good saves on it. What do you think? Oh, that jerk started spinning me. I got stunned. I like that at least when I'm stunned physically, I can sit down to stop the spins. Because the spinning is very, very disturbing for someone like myself. I get sick. I have a sensitivity to that motion. And I kind of would prefer if they changed it, where instead of you see the spinning like this, that it just says you have been stunned or something, where you can't attack, you can't do anything, but it's not spinning you where you're going to get violently ill. Just a thought. I know it's like, what, we gotta cater the games to these old folks now. Yes, if you want old folks to play it, maybe they could have that as an option. You know, like when you make an account, or you should be able to change it later too. Like in options, they could have a big old button somewhere that says, "I'm old. Please don't spin." Please don't spin me, or just I'm old. You press the I'm old button, and instead of getting spun around where you're gonna get physically ill from looking at it, you just have a thing that just says you are stunned or whatever, and you don't spin because you're old. You don't want to get sick. So someone asked me the other day, it was just in a comment, right? Why I use AI art in my video thumbnails. And like, why don't I use the EQ art or the, just like take a screenshot and cut out a character? And because the thumbnails are, you want them to be eye-catching. And everybody's familiar with the way Everquest characters look already, right? How much more eye-catching can you make it look? I don't know. So why not ask the audience? Do you guys like the AI art? Do you prefer if I just start using whatever character I'm playing, get a screenshot of that, cut it out and put it on a background of some kind, or just take a screenshot and that's it. Maybe toss some words there saying what I'm doing. Let me know. I'd love to know, because I feel that more people have tuned in after seeing the art that I make with the help of AI, of course, for my thumbnails. Wow, I finally managed to taunt. I've been having a hard time getting aggro off of my poor bard. There we go. Alright, let's pull this goblin over here. And we're going to use our two-hander. And I want to try to see who does more damage. My paladin with the two-hander or my bard. So we can read the logs and find out. So my bard has two very nice weapons now. They were gifts. Wow, so against this particular goblin, my paladin did 45% of the damage, where the bard only did 32%, and the druid did 21%. Impressive. I believe, yeah, I do have an AUG in here that does 10 points every 6 seconds. I wasn't paying enough attention to see if it procced, though. I just realized I had a DS on my paladin, but not on the bard. So let's find out if having a DS on both of them has any impact on the damage they do. Oh, I don't want that many. I think he's coming. Hopefully he doesn't bring too many friends. Where is he? Oh, there he is. I'm gonna try to hit him with blind on occasion. You know, it'd be nice to get my skills up. Eventually, I get a stun spell. That would be nice to be able to use. Okay, so there he goes. Wow, Paladin did 54% of the damage. The Bard did 31%, and the Druid did 13%. Wow, DPS was 15. That's nice. Bard's was 9. Let's switch to the one-hander. I know it's going to be lower. Probably by about half. Let's see who does better. So, mostly, if you're wondering how I'm getting everybody to attack and do their thing, because you see, I just reached over a little bit and I got the Druid to cast their Stinging Swarm and Snare. It's just macros, man. Just macros. You just make a macro to assist the main tank, in this case Zenobia, and then cast the spells. So Somber did more that time. They did 44% of the damage, where my Paladin only did 35%. So for sure, if I want more DPS, I want to use a two-hander. Yeah, my DPS with a one-hander was just 6. But again, it's not like I have a massively uber one-hander. It's just 930. It's a bastard sword. A Death Steel bastard sword that I crafted. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with the channel, have seen our live streams on Wednesday night, where we do raids. We do raids on the Throne of Eye server currently, where we've been level locked lately at 60, and we're doing the Velius content right now. And then we're going to move on from the Velius content to, I believe, is it Luckland? Shadows of Luckland came after Velius, right? So I'm bringing this up because we want to also recruit more people for the Throne of Eye group, right? But more importantly, we do want to plan future raids here on the Teek server, and for that we're going to need more people, because on the Teek server we don't have we don't have all that armor that drops over on the Throne of Eye server. We won't have access to Defiant armor and this and that. Oh goodness, this is going to be rough. We got 3 coming. The good news is I have some potions. I've also got my damage shield still up for a little bit. And I have Leia on hands available. And the druid has full mana, just about, so I think we're gonna be okay. And then all of these are dark blue, so that's pretty good also. I have to try to taunt these guys off of the bard, because the bard's getting beat up a little bit more than they should. And we did it! There's no way they're gonna beat us now, so we're good. Got this last one snared and dotted. Gonna start sending my bards some heals. I know a druid isn't really a great healer to have in a group, but I figured my paladin can heal some too. And I mostly wanted the druid for transportation and ports. But I figured, hey, you know, I could use them as a healer for now. It seems like a good idea. So that's it, folks. Questions? Are you interested in joining us? We are Chamber of Sarcasm over on Teek. If you want to join us on the Front of Eye server, that's Chamber of Chaos. And we run a very chill, relaxed guild. Nothing too serious. I'm honestly more concerned about people just being nice, decent, and polite to each other than I am anything else. You can have the worst DPS in the world. It's not going to really bother me. If anything, I might try to help you improve your damage per second. So anyway, those are the questions. With me meandering all over the place. Interested in joining the guild? Let us know. We've got a Discord, all that good stuff. If you become a YouTube member or a Patreon patron, you'll have access to the Discord where you could chat us up. Also, what do you think about the idea for a new channel? I kind of like my idea of doing some editing content, like, you know, how I edit stuff. I'm not going to say how you edit stuff. Like, this is how it should be done. I'm going to take it the same way as I take all my guides in Everquest, where I say, this is how I do it. That doesn't mean this is how you should do it. Because who am I? I'm a fool. I'm an idiot on the internet. And I don't know a thing. So, just showing people how I do it, and maybe it can help them figure out their way, right? Figure out how they feel they want to do it. I think it's a good idea. Let me know. Let me know all your comments. If you enjoyed this video in any way, please leave a thumbs up. If you disliked the video, I apologize. But a thumbs up would help me get seen in the algorithm. If you'd like to support me and support the channel, please consider subscribing if you have not already subscribed. If you've already subscribed but you'd like to do a little more, consider joining the channel as a channel member. Channel members get special perks and privileges like a link to join the private Discord. If YouTube memberships are not your thing, look at the links below the video for a link to the Patreon. Patreon patrons get similar perks, like a link to join the private Discord. There's also some member-only content that shows up now and then. You can also leave a super thanks on the video. A super thanks is like a little donation that's your way of saying, hey, thanks, I appreciated this video. I found it entertaining. I'd like to thank all my current YouTube channel members and Patreon patrons for your continued support of the channel. Thank you very much, guys. You complete me. Your support is helping to keep the lights on here, and it inspires me to continue to strive to do better. Do I always do better? No, but I'm going to keep trying. So thank you very much for your support. And everybody else, thank you for watching. Have a great day, and as always, a wonderful tomorrow.